Knicks family, what's popping? It's your boy. And as you can see, I'm not in the studio. I am out. I'm in Philadelphia actually right now, um, at a meeting with some clients. But I decided I'm gonna jump on the stream anyway. You know what I mean? Decided, we're gonna go ahead and well, I'm not doing a full. I see some people. I see some people in the chat, and my man King E161 says you've been waiting for this. Well, we really just kind of do a quick little wrap up with some things that David Fisdale said. And on Friday, we're going to do a full grading of the season for the Knicks as we move into the off season. So tonight, it's kind of a prelude. You know what I'm saying? Um, but still, it should be cool. It should be good. It should be fun. And, we'll have some time. We'll be able to talk. We're going to talk Knicks. The NBA playoffs is here. It's been fun. The New Jersey Nets, the Brooklyn Nets upset the Philadelphia 76ers the first game. Orlando Magic upset the Toronto Raptors the first game. San Antonio Spurs, I kind of expected that, but we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. The first thing that I want to talk about though, it's nothing big, nothing major, nothing major. But the first thing that I want to talk about is Patrick Ewing. We all know about Patrick Ewing, and that Patrick Ewing is going to sit on the Diaz for the New York Knicks. Ewing is going to be uh, the representative for the Knicks as we see what the ping pong balls hold for the New York Knicks. And my only hope, ladies and gentlemen, my only hope here is that this breaks the curse. Because believe it or not, I believe that since the Knicks did Ewing the way that they did Ewing, the New York Knicks have been cursed. I truly and honestly believe that the Knicks have been cursed. So my only hope is that this somehow reverses the curse and it's time to make amends. I thought that the Knicks were going to make amends when Patrick Ewing's son was, he was trying out for the Knicks, trying to make the team. Clearly, obviously, he never made the team. I mean, I always thought if he makes the team, this is going to break the curse. Never made the team. So the curse has never been broken. Hopefully this breaks the curse. That's my prayer. My prayer is that this breaks the curse. Um, I love Patrick Ewing, man. That's my dude. That's my guy. Always wanted Patrick Ewing to coach the team. Not coach. I wasn't like, oh, he has to be a head coach or anything like that. Um, I just wanted him to be a coach, an assistant coach, something. And I know nostalgia and all that kind of stuff doesn't always bring good things to the team. I get that. I understand that. But I thought in this case, being that it was Patrick Ewing, maybe it would. Maybe it would. Um, I do want to say, if you try to join the appearing, you're trying to. I see Nate tried to join in. Obviously, I'm not in the studio, so I got a different type of a setup, and I'm hoping that it's going to work. It worked earlier. I'm hoping that it worked now. I see Nate tried to get in. I let him in, and then all of a sudden he was gone. So I don't know if it's Nate or I don't know if it's me. All right. Also, you can give me a call, 516-405-2246. So we can talk about this. Um, we're going to get into the draft. I really just kind of have one question about the draft. And listen, if you're not getting if it's not clear, your stream isn't clear and all that kind of stuff, obviously it's because I'm not in the studio. I'm using a hotel Wi-Fi. which is not the best. It's just okay. All right. So we're gonna do the best that we can, and we're gonna try to get this thing going. All right. Let's see, Nate. Here comes Nate. He's back in. Nate, what's popping, man? What's good? Nate, can you hear me? Maybe Nate can't hear me. So maybe the appearance is not gonna work because maybe he can't hear me. Can you hear me, Nate? Doesn't seem like Nate can hear me, folks. And if you can't hear me, then that's definitely a problem. So it seems like Nate can't hear me, although I can hear him. Doesn't seem like he can hear me. All right. So we may not be able to use the appearance today, but you can call in. All right. You can definitely call in 516-405-2246. And we can talk a little bit. All right. King Aunt G, you said opening night is about to be fire. Yeah, opening night is about to be that. You can guarantee it. You can guarantee it. And if you are a VIP member, it is open right now. If you are a VIP member right now, you can purchase tickets. Only VIP members can. You can go on. If you're not a VIP member, become a VIP member. You can go on the website to become a VIP member. All right. Um, Again, like I said, I apologize if the stream is choppy. But this is not going to be a long stream anyway. It's going to be a short stream. All right. Clearly, I can see, I'm looking in the chat. I can see that the stream is not good for most people. It's not coming in really clear. Um, or it's really, really choppy. You know what I mean? So I apologize. I really do apologize about that. All right. Anyway, let's get back to business. And what I'm going to say to do is I don't even know if I can get the stream to be clear, guys. Uh, this hotel Wi-Fi is terrible. I'm in downtown Philadelphia, and the Wi-Fi just doesn't work well. All right. But what I do want to do is, hopefully you can hear me. If you can't, I apologize. I want to listen to David Fisdale. I'm pretty sure you've seen David Fisdale's um, video today, right? David Fisdale had a video today with Alan Hahn where he discussed. It just kind of did a wrap up of the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Just did a little wrap up of the Knicks. And I just want to listen to a few things that he said. All right, we're gonna start with the rooks, right? Because he broke down the three rookies, and honestly, I'll tell you the truth. I thought a lot of what he said was right. Um, I thought that I was surprised about a few things as well. When talking about Mitchell Robinson. And I want to ask a question about Alonzo Trier. But anyway, let's take a listen to David Fisdale as he talks about our guy, Mitchell Robinson. Listen up.
Who surprised you the most? Might be a tough one to answer.
Mitchell Robinson. That was an easy one.
That is easy. Okay.
That was an easy one. I really didn't have a huge expectation for him. We have this kid who didn't play a whole year of basketball, didn't go to college. You think maybe he's immature, he's not ready for this. He was the exact opposite. Super mature, tried to apply everything you said to him. When we talked about nutrition and diet and stuff like that to him, he immediately took to it. And then when he got on the court, he was just way more advanced than I thought he would be from an understanding standpoint. Obviously, his instincts and his timing is special. His athleticism is special. But just his overall understanding of his work ethic, it just blew me away.
Is there one thing about him that people don't know which gets you excited about his potential?
He's a leader.
Really?
Oh, big time.
That
I was
right
so
there.
blown away with how once we got into the season and he started to really get a grasp of what was going on around him, how he was willing to speak up
I want to stop it right there because that to me, for a kid who's 20 years old, I think that is, I mean, it's pretty much amazing that you can come in and be a leader. Now, when you're playing on a team where there's a lot of young guys, maybe it's a little bit easier to be a leader. But Kevin Knox wasn't that much of a leader, right? And I'm not putting down Kevin Knox for not being a leader. I'm just saying he had to learn how to, he has to learn how to become, how to take that role. But for Mitchell Robinson to be a leader already coming in his first year in the league, I mean, this kid, man, I just can't say enough about him. This kid, it seems like he has it all. It really does. It seems like he has it all. Let's listen to some more about Mitchell Robinson and ways that he is a leader. Check it out.
On things that he didn't think were going right. So especially defensively. We come back to the huddle, he was on guys. If guys didn't run the floor with him, he was on them. If he saw that a guy didn't pass the ball to a teammate, he would go bump him and say, man, share the game. And it was just like, wait a minute. This kid is already naturally doing these things. And usually big guys don't jump right into leadership like that. But he was willing to speak up about pointed things that I think if he can continue to build on that, he can be a heck of a leader for us.
Alonzo Trier was a name I thought you.
And we'll get back to Alonzo Trier, but yeah, listen, the Knicks have lacked leadership for years. Years we've lacked leadership. Hopefully, we're gonna have some leadership coming in the summer if we do things the right way. But we've lacked leadership for years. And now Mitchell Robinson is the guy that comes in. He's a natural leader, and I expect, I'm sure the Knicks expect that he'll be a leader, like David Fisdale said, for years to come. Let's listen to a little bit about Trier. All right, because I have a question about Trier, and I want to see what you guys think about it. Check this out.
Going to bring up as far as surprise, undrafted. Bit older though for a rookie, but still not a lot of expectations there. He didn't finish the season because of the injury. However, he opened a lot of eyes. What did you see and what do you see for him going forward?
You know why he didn't surprise me is because he told me what he was going to do. He said, the first night we talked to him, he didn't get drafted, so we got on the phone with him right away. Hey, we want you to come here and be a two-way player. Another guy, Scott, was like, I'm telling you, Fizz, this guy with the right, guidance, he can end up being a heel. Then I got on the phone with him and he said, Coach, when can I come out? I want to fly out tomorrow and start working. And he said, and just so you know, I'm going to make your team. Great. I'm thinking to myself, this kid has obviously got a misconception, a real irrational confidence about him. But as soon as we got him and we put him in the gym, right from day one, we were like, this kid's going to put a lot of pressure on us to make the team. He did exactly that.
Kevin Knox's kid.
Okay, we're going to get back to Kevin Knox. Now, Alonzo Trier, I'm pretty sure you guys seen the reports, right? And yes, you know what? It was amazing that Alonzo Trier, and a lot of people said it. Kudos to a lot of people that was in the chat. Because there were a lot of people in the chat who said, watch out for Trier. Trier's going to make the team. Trier's going to be that guy. A lot of people. So kudos to a lot of people in the chat for really recognizing that about Trier. Nate, I think right now the appearing, it is working, but for some reason the audio wasn't connected so that you could hear me. So I apologize about that. But what we read, and I'm sure you read the same thing, is that Trier, there were some vets, the people on the team that had a problem with Alonzo Trier. Right? They had a problem with Alonzo Trier. GC saying it right there. He said, Trier is a team cancer. His non-passing and over-dribbling kills the chemistry. This is something that was said in a news article in the New York Post, that there were vets on the team, mainly Tim Hardaway Jr., probably, maybe some other vets on the team, that were upset with Alonzo Trier because he did not play a team game. Upset with Alonzo Trier because he was very, I don't want to say selfish, but he plays a selfish style. That's the way that he's grown up playing basketball. And this is what happens, man, when you switch schools from school to school. You know, sometimes you don't learn the proper way, or sometimes you're always the best player on your team, so you're always the guy that's going to have the ball in his hands, and that's how you learn to play the game. Um, I don't think that Trey is a cancer. I don't. I just think he's a young guy that's got to learn how to play a team type of basketball game. You know, his history is that he was always the man, much like Carmelo Anthony, right? Carmelo Anthony was always the man on his team, always, always had the ball in his hands. Carmelo Anthony did, so that's how he learned how to play the game, right? Now, when you talk about Carmelo Anthony, you know, after you're in the league for so many years, and listen, I like Carmelo. I am a big Carmelo fan, right? So don't don't say I'm a Melo hater because I'm a huge Carmelo Anthony fan. And if the Knicks get who we get, and I know Guillermo is probably rolling his eyes right now, but if we get the people we say we want to get, I want Carmelo Anthony back to retire Nick. But anyway, back to Alonzo Trier. Sorry, Guillermo. But back to Alonzo Trier. Uh, I don't think that Alonzo Trier is a negative person or a negative player. I just think he's a young guy that's got to learn how to play the game. That's it. I know he's a little bit older, a little bit older, but I still think that he can play he's going to learn how to play the basketball game. So, you know, I expect Alonzo Trier to be back with the New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Guillermo, I see you say stop. No. I want that to happen. You know what I'm saying? And I got some people, listen, Guillermo, you go on Twitter. There is some people on Twitter that support me. King Aunt G supports me. Right? There's a little bit of a movement to bring Melo back. If we get KD and all that whole thing goes down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I ain't gonna front. I want it back. All right. Let's see if I can get the phones working. See if we can do that. Caller, you're on live with nothing but Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, Simeon, man. What's up? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good, I'm good. Listen, I just called to tell you that I was one of your first subs, and I just always want to tell you that I just appreciate you going. I'm just calling to support you. I'm tired from work, but I just called to call you and tell you that. And I'm hoping that when the lottery takes place, be the top 2 pick. I'm hoping that you have something like you had for the King birthday game. I wasn't able to make it, but I'm hoping you got something planned if we are a top 2 pick, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I can do something. I have spoken with my representative at Madison Square Garden, to see,
Hmm?
if there's something we can do. So, I'll probably hear a little bit more maybe later on this month.
All right, man.
Yeah.
But that's all I have to tell you, man. I love
Eh,
you doing. Thank you very much for doing it, man, and nothing but support, man. Thanks, buddy.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. Thank you for staying with me.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I'm here. I'm
All
here,
right.
man. I'm here. Good night, man.
Good night, man. Peace. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, that's what I think about. That's why I am with Alonzo Trier. You know what I mean? That's why I am with Alonzo Trier. I like Trier, obviously, to do the things that the Knicks want to do this summer. Alonzo Trier, they're gonna have to, you know, they're gonna have to not sign Alonzo Trier, not extend his contract or whatever you want to call it. Sign who they're gonna sign, and then bring Alonzo Trier back. So hopefully it works. Hopefully that works out. All right. Let's listen to David Fisdale talk about Kevin Knox. He's our big draft pick for the year. Let's listen to him talk about Kevin Knox. All right. This is David Fisdale, ladies and gentlemen. Well, maybe you're not hearing that. Hold on. I'll bring it back. Anyway, not exactly sure what happened there. But anyway, he's talking to Kevin Knox. I mean, he's talking to David Fisdale about Kevin Knox, being 19 years old, and did he do what he expected him to do this year? David Fisdale basically says that he expected it. This is exactly what he expected out of Kevin Knox. Because Kevin Knox is a young guy. And that he says he's had the luxury of coaching young players. So hopefully, I expect a lot of things from Kevin Knox. I do. I expect a lot of things from Kevin Knox. I think that Kevin Knox is going to be an instrumental player in the Knicks moving forward in any way that may be. I think he's going to be instrumental. All right, so I'm looking forward to see what happens with Kevin Knox and how things roll with Kevin Knox. All right. Dennis Smith Jr. is another person who was discussed in this video with David Fisdale. And David Fisdale seems to speak highly of Dennis Smith Jr. and believes that, and I believe it too, the best is yet to come from Dennis Smith Jr. Is it going to be with the Knicks? I don't know. We've got to see how things shake out in the summer. But David Fisdale seems to, he believes and feels that this kid is just scratching the surface. And with the determination and the fight that he has, along with his talent, he's the kind of guy that a lot of teams do not want to give up on. Does it sound to me as though he's definitely going to be here as a Knick? I don't know. But it's very clear that, the Knicks organization thinks highly of Dennis Smith Jr. Thinks very highly of him. And I mean, I think highly of the kid as well. It just remains to be seen what's going to happen. Is he going to be a New York Knick? Like whose mark a lot of people say all the time, because of what happened with, the trade with Kristaps Porzingis and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be, we got to make some moves to make things happen. You know what I mean? And once one of those dominoes fall, that's one of the things that David Fisdale likes to say in that interview is once the dominoes fall, well, once the first person signs, then the dominoes will start to fall. You know what I'm saying? And when those dominoes start to fall, there may be some casualties. There may be some casualties. Because once you get Kevin Durant, one of those guys come, Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving, you got to go all in. You really do. You got to go all in because you got limited time to try to win it. There is a way to go all in and still reserve your future, I think, if they're smart. They're smart. I think there is a way to go all in and reserve the future. So, we'll see. But there will be some casualties. There will be some casualties. That's why it's going to be a hot summer, and I'm going to be on all summer. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell. You get a notification anytime that I go live. And if you're worried about the quality of this stream, if you're new to the channel and you're like, I'm not sure, trust me, this is not the way it is all the time. I'm just out on location. I'm in Philadelphia right now. All right. Sometimes I've got to do this from the road, my friends. Sometimes I got to do it from the road. The development process. Let's talk about that a little bit. I'm looking in the chat. I like what they said about the development process, or what David Fisdale said about the development process. Uh, on their exit interviews, what he said is for each player, they've already mapped out what their development plan is going to be for the summer, excuse me, which I think is great. That's exactly what you want to hear. They've already mapped it out. So basically, he said, he sent each player home with a developmental plan. In about 2 weeks, they'll be home for 2 weeks to get a little bit of a break. Then he's going to start reaching out, going and visiting, kind of be on these guys' backs. Now, we all know that David Fizdale can be a car salesman. And I hope I didn't close my eyes too long. Listen, let me tell you a story. I do a lot of conferences, right? And we had, and I hope I don't get myself in trouble. But anyway, we had a guy who was hosting a conference for us. Not hosting a conference, hosting a workshop. And he would start talking. And I'm bringing this up because I noticed that I closed my eyes. He would start talking, and every 2 seconds he would close his eyes, and I mean close his eyes for a long time. He would start talking, and then he'd go like this, and he'd be pointing and moving, and just like he's looking at, and he would look at you, but his eyes would be closed. It was one of the weirdest things that I've ever seen. I mean, it was crazy, and I brought it up to the cameraman that was at the conference, right? And he started, he noticed it too. He started telling the story, and he was like, "I'm trying to snap pictures of him, but every time I get ready to snap a picture, he closes his eyes." So I'm sitting there and I'm watching him, and I got a little smirk on my face, and he's behind me, the camera dude, and I see him start snapping pictures, right? And he keeps missing them. He's trying to snap the picture, and he keeps missing them, and I just bust out laughing. I had to leave out of the workshop because I couldn't control myself. It was funny. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I got off track there, but the development process, though, I like what I'm hearing, and I hope that David Fizdale is serious. He can be a used car salesman. We know that about David Fizdale, but I hope that he's serious, and I hope that he can truly stay engaged with these guys and continue to communicate with them. From what David Fizdale says, and we're going to take it with a grain of salt. I'm taking it with a grain of salt until the fruits begin to bear. But from what he says, a lot of people, free agents, executives around the league, they like what the Knicks are doing. They like what they're doing. They like the way that they're developing players. They like the way that they've built a high level structure and culture around these young guys. Uh, Wesley Matthews, as we know, he was included with the Knicks, when the Knicks traded for Dennis Smith Jr., for Kristaps Porzingis, blah, 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 blah. And what Fizdale says is that when Wesley Matthews was nervous when he first came to the Knicks, but then when he got to the Knicks and he's seen everything that was happening and taking place, then he was nervous to be traded, right? Because he's seen everything that was going on with New York. Let's hope that it's the case. We've seen some guys develop, right? We've seen some guys get better. Mitchell Robinson, Alonzo Trier, Kevin Knox really came on strong at the end of the season. So let's hope that this developmental thing is true, tried and true. Okay. And remember, Friday night, 10:30, as I'm watching Utah get smacked by the Houston Rockets, 97-71. But anyway, Friday night, 10:30, maybe 11. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna grade the team. We're gonna grade the players. We're gonna grade the coaching staff. We're gonna grade the front office. All right, so be ready for that. Hopefully, it's not too long of a show because I do have a tournament the next day. But we're gonna grade the players, all right, and the coaches. We're gonna grade the team. Uh, let's talk about the draft. As we discussed earlier, Patrick Ewing is going to be representing the New York Knicks at the draft, right? Um, and as I said earlier, I really do hope that we've reversed the curse by allowing Patrick Ewing to represent the New York Knicks. But I want to know if this concerns you. I read this today in the New York Post that even if the Knicks get the #1 draft pick, Scott Perry is not, how do I want to say this? Scott Perry is willing to listen to trade offers, I guess, for that #1 draft pick, right? He's not tied down to just say, we get this #1 draft pick. This is it. He's not afraid to listen, which he should do. Which he should do. Would you trade that #1 draft pick? Would you trade Zion? That's what I want to know. Would you make that trade? I'm pretty sure it would be tough. It would be, I mean, it would be a grueling decision. All right, here we go. This is from the New York Post today. I'm gonna read it to you. In fact, Perry didn't discount the possibility of trading the Knicks pick, even if it's in the top 3. It's not considered a deep draft, but has Jim Zion Williamson, at the top. The Knicks pick could be in play for Anthony Davis on draft night, as New Orleans staged talks with the Knicks before the season's trade deadline. As Perry says, this is Perry speaking now. Once the draft process plays out, your phone rings a lot of times. I can't sit here and tell you exactly what would happen in that scenario. We'll be able to find a player that can help us get better, added Perry. To what degree, we'll see. Mills and Perry did wave caution flags at the notion KD is a done deal, which is all over the place that KD is a done deal. They say our vision is eventually is to become a championship caliber team. All our planning has that in mind. We're not going to look at this summer as the end all be all per se. And I would like to stress that as well. This summer is not the end all be all. I know there's a lot of pressure because of the whole Kristaps Porzingis trade and da 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 da. This summer is not the end all be all. We're excited to be in the game. We're not going to go off the rails if we don't get what we're talking about. We'll be very comfortable with the draft and what we can add through trade to be a better basketball team. So, listen, for one, I am happy to hear that the Knicks are not just going to put their eggs all in one basket and do realize um, the potential that they have, even if they don't get these so-called superstars. Caller, you're on live with nothing but Knicks. What's poppin'?
Hey, what's up, Tim?
I'm chilling, man. How are you?
All right, man.
Yeah. We're just talking about the draft. If the Knicks would potentially trade that #1 draft pick or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, that #1 draft pick. You can, I'm trying to think. Actually, like And like, had a Devin Booker, so he's unhappy. #1 draft pick. Maybe that one of those Dallas picks. Oh, I think that's a strong package. Stronger package. You can guarantee Devin Booker would have money for Durant. You know? I mean, maybe not another Kyrie. No, I would have to think about it. I just think, I mean, if we get the #1 pick, Zion, or
Or
All-Star,
or
an All-Star.
okay, okay.
Zion, you're not saying that #1 Kemba. Well, yeah, I'm get an All-Star. Trade that #1. Knicks have enough assets, money, crazy. I think
It's gonna be a hot summer. It's gonna be one of the hottest summers.
it's
It's gonna be one of the hottest summers, man. I mean, the excitement is going to be like 2010. There was a lot of excitement that summer, and the excitement is going to be the same way, maybe even more because of how much money we have available and what the possibilities are. It's going to be a hot summer, man. We got to get ready for it.
yeah. I mean, there's so many. The fact that we have so much money, like I think have a shot at KD. Who do you want to play with? And we can make it happen. Almost anybody who's available, like take on money, putting together basically. No, you're not doing it to go to the second round. You're doing finals or conference.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's right.
KD and whoever monumental, but I mean, Kyrie, come on. Like you can like pick from the league. I mean, on one instance, I wouldn't be mad up with like KD, Zion, and the rest of our team. That wouldn't be
Well, yeah.
the end of this summer. Way you can play around with every end up with a number of players. Grab Ricky go and grab this go and grab Nick pick and so much. I mean, we all say Clay's off the market.
Yeah, we'll see.
What if
Well,
they lose in the round? What if the round Clay's like, oh, maybe Clay wants to get quiet, but
yeah, I mean,
you never know
yeah,
until July 1st.
yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you, my man. Hey, I appreciate the call.
If you play Clay, goodness.
Yeah. Hey,
But yeah, have a good
all right, man.
talk to you, man.
All right, appreciate it. Peace. Um, I don't know about Golden State losing in the first round, but I guess, hey, you know what? The Clippers came back from what, down 30 and pulled out a win, down 31. I doubt that Golden State is going to lose, but man, crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened. Um, Talking about Golden State and Kevin Durant, I read another article today about KD, right? Sending, I don't know, messages, signals that he's kind of done in Golden State. Body language, giving clues. But of course, this is what happens. This is going to happen. You know, um, this is what happens. It happens every single time with a guy who's high profile as KD. You start talking about, is he sending clues? And listen, it happened with LeBron. It happened with LeBron, right? It turned out to be correct though. You remember at the end of that Cleveland season, they got eliminated from the playoffs and he threw his jersey and they were like, he's out of there. I mean, they ended up being right. He was out of there. Is KD throwing the same kind of clues? Let's see what this article says. See what they're actually saying. I really just read the headline, right? It says KD isn't voicing his summer plans, but his body language tells a story Knicks fans can only dream. The Golden State Warriors stars, presumably until free agency in July, sat through a recent CBS 60 Minutes interview alongside teammates that he seemingly couldn't wait to escape. There was Durant, his eyes glued to the Golden State hardwood as reporter John Worthing talked about how he, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston could ever play for another team after going through this. This being an NBA reign of 3 titles in 4 years that few other franchises have ever enjoyed. In response to that inquiry, KD said this. Well, in response to that, the 35 Iguodala attempted what seemed to be a final plea to keep Durant. He said, they don't know because they're younger. They've got time, Iguodala said. When you get older, you don't want to play for anybody else. This has to be the template. At that point, Iguodala, Curry, and Livingston broke into laughter. Durant, with his hands clenched together, stayed focused on the ground below, while Thompson kept a straight face in ominous fashion. Right? And so, picture it in your head. You got Iguodala, saying what he's saying, the guys break up into laughter, and KD just kind of sitting there like serious, stone faced. Right? I mean, I don't know. Absent from the powwow was Draymond Green, who missed the awkward exchange between Worthing and Durant. Worthing, it's inevitable. There's going to be some friction sometimes. How do you guys handle conflict? And then Durant says, "You looking at me?" Voiceover, we're looking at him. Worthing's, you said peace is a big word for you these days. What do you mean by that? Curry said, "Did you say that?" And then Durant says, "I don't remember, Laz. I'm not sure. I'm sure I thought about it." Of course, Worthing was singling out Durant, whose well-documented spats with Green this season have led to restored faith in the Knicks land, where 2 max spots await Durant and likely close friend Kyrie Irving. "If I already made a decision," says Durant, "it would take away from the team what we're fighting for. Every play would be overshadowed by it. It is not necessary for me to make a decision right now. It would be bad to do that. I would take the focus off of what is important. I would never want to put my teammates in a messed up position. I want to forget about it." But he doesn't say, "I'm not leaving." He doesn't say, "I'm staying. I'm here. I'm a warrior." Just leaves it out there, leaves it up in the air. So we're going to see, man. Maybe he's sending those clues. I don't know. Could be. Could be. But anyway, look. I can't do my regular thing on here. So I just wanted to jump on because I hadn't been away. I needed to, get back in the game, knock the rust off a little bit because I've been away for a couple of days. Knock the rust off. Friday, I'll be back in the studio and we'll be able to really, really break down and get into the Knicks some grades for the New York Knicks and those type of things, man. Okay, and really talk about how the season. We know how the season went, but I want to break some things down because the record may not determine the grades. May not determine everything about the grades. All right, we'll take a look back at what happened when we did midseason. Then we're gonna do this one, and we'll have a good time, and then we'll get into some more off-season talk. All right. Uh, Enjoy the rest of the playoffs. For the next couple of days, I'll be driving back to DC from Philadelphia tomorrow. Once this uh, thing is over with, I'll be driving in the middle of traffic. So it's going to be, a long trip home tomorrow night. I'll be able to get home, get some rest, and then Friday night I will be on. Okay. Now I did put into the chat for you to become a VIP member. Become a VIP member, and you have the chance. You can put a deposit down on your opening night tickets now. Put a deposit down now. All right. Put that deposit down now. It's only available to VIP members right now. And Friday night, it'll be after Friday night, it'll then be opened up to regular members of my website. After it's opened up to regular members for a couple of days, then it'll be opened up to everybody else. Okay. So check out the website, become a VIP member. If you don't want to become a VIP member, it's fine. I love you anyway. Become a regular member. Make sure that you get those early notifications. All right. I'm heading out. I got to get up early, finish off this meeting, and I will, I will catch you guys Friday. All right. Stay peaceful, man. Thank you guys for jumping on with me. I'm sorry, if the stream wasn't the way that it could have and should have been. Um, but we're really going to get into a Friday and really break some things down. And I think I'm going to be jumping on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I was going to just follow a team, but instead, I'm going to jump on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We'll do an update of everything that's going on with the NBA playoffs, all right? And, of course, the New York Knicks. So stay easy, folks. I will catch you guys Friday night. Oh, subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up right there. Ring the notification bell. Get a notification whenever I go live. And make sure you become a VIP member or a regular member so that you can reserve your tickets to opening night. Because opening night is probably going to be, it's going to be hot. It's going to be like that. All right. I'm out, folks. Peace. Peace. Peace.